Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. If you're new here, my channel focuses on art and nutrition science, and I share some of my work as well as my processes. So if you're interested in that, feel free to stick around, hit subscribe if you want to get notifications. I put out new videos every week, but I know you clicked on this video because you want to hear my input on the monthly course, Filmmaking and Storytelling with Casey Neistat. So with that, let's just jump right into it. So in this video, I'm going to focus on the positive aspects of the course and some of the highlights of my experience. So a little bit of background, this was my first monthly course, so it was a new experience, and I'm relatively new to filmmaking. I've dabbled in YouTube for a number of years, but have started to take it more seriously the last couple years. And so I was taking this course to build on my skills a little bit and become a better storyteller and filmmaker in general. And I've always admired Casey's filmmaking style, so I was hoping to learn some insights into how he creates so that I can be a better storyteller. So there were two things that I liked the most. One of them being gaining insights into Casey's creative process. He took us through brainstorming an idea, to going out and shooting it, to shot by shot editing of like why he's making the choices he's making. And I find that really helpful as someone who hasn't gone to like film school. Some of my main takeaways were make sure you're creating something that you're compelled to tell, because if you're not excited about your video idea, it's probably going to show through. Something I admired about watching him create was his ability to film and kind of keep mental record of the shots that he's taking and kind of piece the story together as he goes. I have a tendency to get lost in my shots and forget what I was doing. So I hope that skill comes with time, but it was just something that I really admired and enjoyed watching. I also found it helpful that he explained, why he took shots that he took, whether it's like a wide shot versus a close-up shot, and his reasoning behind it. When you're like me and you're just starting out and you're trying to make your videos more cinematic, it's helpful to kind of see someone's reasoning about why they're cropping in a shot the way that they are, because you don't want to just throw in a bunch of random shots without a purpose. So it's helpful to hear the reasoning behind why these shots work for this purpose, and I found his explanation super helpful. The other aspect of the class that I enjoyed was the peer interaction. So classes like this bring people together who all have like a common interest, and for this particular course, Casey is that kind of common denominator. I imagine there are probably a handful of people who took the course who didn't know who Casey was, but I'd say the vast majority are people who are fans of his and enjoy his content and wanted to learn his creative process. So it's nice being in a group of people who all have that common interest. Second thing, the peer groups are awesome because you have people who have huge YouTube channels and you have people who are just starting out who have small YouTube channels, and everything in between. We have the opportunity to help someone who's a little bit earlier on in their journey be helped by someone who's further along than us, and in that we're all kind of moving together as a unit. With regard to the projects, I found them helpful to see through someone else's process from start to finish. We created two different movies. One was a spontaneous film and one was a more cinematic film. And the spontaneous film, I think I prefer the spontaneous film in some regards, but I feel like the way I work is more of a hybrid where I do some planning, but I allow for some spontaneity in the creative process. The cinematic film I found a little bit challenging just because I film strictly on my phone. So it took a lot more thinking to like make shots that are, interesting and without fancy equipment, but it's possible. So a few personal things kept me from submitting my second film on time for the course, 30-day process. But I would say in general, the 30-day format is nice to kind of keep the momentum going without getting overwhelmed with too much work day to day. Plus you have lifetime access to the course, so you don't get cut off after 30 days. You can still circle back to the content and keep going at your own pace. So I would recommend this course to people who are in a similar boat as me if you admire Casey's style and you kind of want to learn his process, not necessarily with the goal of creating Casey videos, but just to learn someone's style and see their creative process without having to go to film school necessarily. I think it would be helpful if you want to gain insights into his process and kind of develop a workflow that works for you. Or maybe you don't have a filmmaking background and you want more of a rogue's approach of self-taught filmmaking. So yeah, these were some of the highlights from my experience. I found it valuable and I will definitely be referring back to it for inspiration in the future. Let me know if you have any questions about my experience. I'm happy to answer in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like so it can spread to other people who might enjoy it. And if you're interested in watching the videos I made for the class, I'll leave them right here on the screen as well as links down in the description. Thanks so much. Bye!